Hi, I'm Lyd.
I'm Charles.
And we're converting a 1983 International into our home for us, 2 kitties, and a gecko we've named Lowry. Charles is a jack of all trades that is born and raised in Kansas. And I'm a musician artist who was born in Texas, but I grew up in Singapore, and then I moved back here for college, and I've kind of been stuck here for a while. Before I met this guy, I was just gonna live in my van and hit the road, but this is nice.
I'd say this is a superior option.
Yeah, for our combined life goals.
Yes.
We named our bus the Battlestar Skoolie because Charles introduced me to the series Battlestar Galactica. I'd seen it like in passing before, but never really got into it. And when we were still dating long distance, one of the things we do together is watch Battlestar Galactica online using one of those like joint watching things. And
it's the story about the old steel behemoth that gives everyone protection after it should have been put out to pasture.
So last week we had a bit of a COVID scare. Last week, the week before last, time's gone so weird. Our housemate's partner tested positive, but fortunately, our housemate went test twice and he came back completely negative despite being a little under the weather.
So we dodged the bullet there.
Yeah, but during that whole scare, my mom, she was a little bit panicked, which is warranted. We were all a little bit panicked, and she was like, you should quarantine in the bus, which at that point, we were all in the same house. We're pretty much exposed to the same factors, but that was kind of our catalyst for starting to sleep over in the bus, which has progressed into us actually moving into the bus.
Yeah, moving the stuff for our daily lives that can work in the bus.
Mm-hmm.
Most of it's here.
Our home-based stuff. Our computer is here today. Charles just moved that in. And we have our hairbrushes, our phone chargers, my tablet charger.
All of our clothes, the cats.
The cats. But with sleeping over in the bus more, we definitely found stuff that got missed during the much drier summer seasons.
Yeah, the other night we decided to sleep in the bus, and it was a great experience, and there was a nice thunderstorm, and at about 4 a.m. I got to wake up and discover a very cold, very wet spot on the blanket next to me. So I proceeded to run around like a chicken with my head cut off, finding kimchi buckets and Tupperwares and towels and all of the things to catch all of the leaks.
Because they're kind of excellent, because they're small, definitely waterproof, and light to move around.
Yeah.
And have handles on them already.
It was very convenient, but it definitely left me in a surly mood.
Yeah, I woke up and I was trying to nudge this one awake, and he was just like, because he'd been up all night just trying to catch all the leaks in the bus, and I peer over just this like maze of buckets and towels throughout the bus. And like to add on to the grumpy of staying up all night fighting leaks, Charles had already been up the previous day for like over 26 hours working on the toilet at the makerspace. Normally we go up together, and that night I was just not feeling it because the weather had switched and I was kind of I was sickly, and Charles was gone all night. I kept waking up because we've gotten used to being around each other, and I kept waking up like there's no one here. 12 midnight, and then 4 a.m. and then 6 a.m. and then at 10 a.m. this one comes stumbling home in the van like, I finished it.
Well, I went up there with an expectation of being there for a couple hours. And I go, okay, I'm going to get another step or two on the toilet and get a couple things done. And during my frustration, I think I just kind of got onto it, doing it, and it really was like I came home at about 6:30 a.m. But I realized the moment I got home and I was like looking at some of the footage that I got, I noticed that I left a whole bunch of my stock lumber just hanging out at the makerspace. I was like, oh God, I don't want to be that person. I don't want to be that person. Like, I cleaned up the wood shop with another really, really cool person. We had discussed some of the fun stuff we noticed about tools that were probably not used the way the tools intended to be used. And everything was spick and span, completely clean. And I realized that I had left a whole bunch of crap there after loading the whole, like, what had now become about 100 pounds of way over-engineered toilet. So, came home, got myself a small little bit to eat because I was running on pure caffeine at that point. Came home with the expectation that I was done for the night. And then about 6 a.m. I was just looking at the footage in my phone, and voila, there's all of my straight stock just laying up against a rack at the makerspace. So I was like, okay, it's like 5:40. Lowe's opens at 6 a.m. So I'll just go get the stuff that I need to just finish it and get it done. So at 5:40, I left the house and headed to Lowe's to grab what ended up being a bunch of really cheap stuff because they had a really good clearance sale on some hinges and other junk and stuff. And went back to the makerspace and turned the wood shop back on because at that point I had been the only one there for about, I don't know, an hour or two. And voila, we now have a toilet that has a lid and has like 2 parts that still need to be installed, and all we gotta do is run a vent.
Need a pee jug.
Pee jug.
Pee jug and vent.
Yes, you need to find a pee jug. I know it's glamorous stuff, but when you're DIYing your own compost toilet, like we got a fantastic kit from Johnny Compost that is, you know, hard 3D printed resins that for the urine diverter and all the pieces, fan housing, the whole 9 yards. There's no pee jug, and we have to find one that fits. So that's a mission.
So yeah, we moved stuff. We're working on stuff that makes it functional as a home because we're actually living in it, and that like is a little extra gusto to be like, all right, this needs to go here now because I need this now. And we want the cats to be in the house with us because they have major separation anxiety.
Yeah, they're really not good when like that first couple nights where we were out here and they weren't. They were not pleased. And both of them were rescues and they don't do well with being separated. So we kind of made the decision
to like kind of move forward with the cats moving in because we were gonna wait till like we had the vent system ready and like had everything really wired up and done, but my mom was on her last straw with the cats. They were being extra butts. Well, Piper apparently was just the cutest, sad, pathetic meow every night, and my mom was like trying to take care of her, but Finn was just taking out his anger on all the furniture, which is him purposely being a butt because he has so many scratching pads, he has no excuse. So yeah, the cats are in the bus with us, and Charles got the turd palace. The turd palace basically constructed. And they've been using it, and actually it's really cute because instead of like watching your cat poop and then them catching your eye and be like, bro, please don't
gonna
look
away first.
Instead of that, they just like pop into this little void, and then they pop back up and they poke their heads out and like, all clear? And they come out like, yes, I wasn't doing anything dirty. No.
And we made it big enough so that it has a little bit of space for some litter storage as well. So it's kind of a self-contained area. And even though it and the toilet are gonna be fairly close to the bed, I'm really not all that worried about it.
No, even now without the vent fan, you can't smell the litter box as much as when it was just sitting out there exposed. Yeah.
Just not being in open air. We haven't even run the vents yet. So.
It's promising.
Today I am going to be pulling apart the cat tree and making it fit on top of it so that they have a little jungle gym there.
We actually have all the parts to finish our electrical.
Yep, solar panels, power wall, finally have all of the batteries. We ended up getting a bad cell when we ordered ours, so we had to get another one sent out, but it finally got here.
You have to check your stuff. Always check your stuff.
Yeah, one thing with batteries, especially if you're buying from Star with a return policy, check all of your cells. We had a whole bunch of them. They were registering at 3.28, which is a fantastic voltage for a 3.2 volt cell. And then one of them was at 1.5. And what that tells me is that battery has been discharged way too far without management. Somehow, it's probably just a bad cell. If you're interested in that stuff, I'm going to be doing a live stream when I actually put the whole thing together. Keep an eye on the channel. Don't forget to subscribe if you want to join me on my journey to build a 48 volt battery for our bus.
It's not warm enough in the bus for Lowry to come in, so he's still been in the house, which I'm sure he's less traumatized because the cats aren't bugging him every 5 seconds, but we want him in here with us. And we need to get a wood stove.
Thought we had found a perfect one, but it ended up being in New York. We got a fantastic price on the wood stove. Fantastic, couldn't beat it. And it was exactly the style, it was the right size and everything. This guy gets a hold of us and just like,
Oh, New York.
I can try and figure out how to ship this, but I don't know how to start.
If you have any questions about stuff you see us doing in the bus, please just like reach out, comment, or DM us on like Facebook or Instagram or Twitter and just ask us anything, because we've gotten so much help and support from the Skoolie community already, and we want to like keep paying that forward, keep the ball rolling and growing and snowball.
Yeah, don't hesitate to reach out. We're here to be a helping hand in any way we can.
And if you are an extreme introvert like me and just talking to people gives you some anxiety, we are going to have detailed posts on our blog listing all the technical stuff, freaking direct Amazon links. You can get the exact thing we used, and you don't have to talk to us. You get all the information without having to talk to anybody. You can just turtle, get the info, and order stuff online. 0 human interaction.
So we upload our blog every Monday, and from time to time throughout the week with other videos that are more of kind of our projects, our how-tos. So when we get all of our stuff done, or each step throughout the process, we make sure to keep you guys in the loop. But if you just want to hear us talk at you a little bit more, come back every Monday, and don't forget to like and subscribe.
And check out our Instagram and Facebook for the webcomic, which comes out every Monday, Wednesday, Friday. Thanks for joining us on our Battlestar Skoolie. If you can't wait for more uploads, we have older stuff you can check out at some corner of the video. We'll see you next Monday.
Bye, guys.